America still has the talent, the technology, and the money to do extraordinary things. But when it comes to turning research into real capability, we've built a system that can barely move. The federal R&D and acquisition enterprise is supposed to deliver advanced capabilities efficiently, cost-effectively, and in a timely manner. Instead, it's become a machine that burns through resources and time and too often delivers late or poor solutions. For decades, people inside the system have admitted it. It costs too much. It takes too long. Yet year after year, nothing changes. At the core of it all is institutional corruption. Not bribery or criminal fraud, but a culture built to serve itself. The system protects insiders. It rewards those who can navigate the maze, not those who can solve real problems. It favors preferred contractors, well-connected consultants, and layers of bureaucracy that exist mainly to justify their own existence. Decisions are shaped by insider politics and familiarity, not by mission outcomes. Innovation isn't blocked by law or authority. Congress has given everything federal R&D professionals need to create alternatives. The change is even mandated by law. Yet it is ignored year after year, now generation after generation. There are no incentives to innovate or reform, but plenty to protect the status quo. Fear and inertia do the rest to maintain the system. The culture is one of conformity, lacking in courage. The federal R&D workforce and their contractor buddies have all sold out, exploiting taxpayers in the process. Publicly funded R&D represents the nation's collective hope and is one of the few places taxpayers can reasonably expect a return on their investment. But this is tied to a system whose main feature is waste. Wasted time, talent, and money. The system protects and preserves insider interest. The rest be damned. When things are actually accomplished, it is at great cost, too late, and too often the wrong solution. There's very little problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity going into federal R&D. It's just process, rules, and more process. A lack of consciousness, just going through the motion, preserves business as usual. Now, there are younger and new generations entering government and industry who've been taught the same lessons with the same incentives. They're bright, driven, and fluent in all the right words: innovation, disruption, agility, transformation. But most of it is theater. This is innovation theater, and it is what is rewarded, not real positive change. The gap between the internal rhetoric and actual results has never been wider. One former congressional staffer has even called leadership and the workforce delusional. Show me the incentives and I'll show you the outcome. The incentives all point in the wrong direction. Leadership is weak. Real reform is seen as risky. Challenging the process can slow your career and add friction. As long as you follow the well-worn path, attend the meetings, use buzzwords, appear busy, you're safe. So the system keeps going. A vast performance where people talk about changing things while doing everything the same way. The rhetoric sounds modern and full of promise, but the outcomes continue to get worse. The tragedy is that the needs are known and the way forward is clear. Again, Congress has already provided flexibility and authorities to move faster, prototype smarter, and to buy more effectively. But The bureaucracy resists every attempt to use them. It focuses inward, on process, on optics, on compliance metrics, while timelines slip and costs rise. It prioritizes made-up, outmoded rules over actually achieving goals. The system has become a negative value. It slows innovation. It discourages creativity. It favors what's easy and familiar over what's effective, and it costs the taxpayer dearly. Even leadership, though it talks a good game, has not demonstrated the courage to lead real change. The result is an enterprise that consumes itself and punishes the very people trying to make it better. This systemic failure is happening at a time when America can afford it least. Deficits are exploding. Global competitors are moving faster. And the need for new ideas, new capabilities, and new solutions has never been greater. Yet the system keeps protecting its own, while the gap between what's needed and what's delivered keeps growing. Every year, it becomes clearer. The process is not just inefficient, it is actively holding us back. The system doesn't need another policy or memo or study. There are already dozens, if not hundreds, that have cost the taxpayer millions. It doesn't need another commission or a 300-page strategy. It's done that before. What it needs is people with courage, people willing to think differently, to experiment, to use the authorities that already exist, and to share what works freely without fear or ego. It needs leaders who care more about outcomes than optics, and who understand to stop protecting the process and start prioritizing the purpose. America is still capable of incredible things, but we have to let go of the systems that no longer serve us. We have to rediscover the courage to act, to build, and to lead. Join the consciousness revolution.